Redmi today launched three new TVs here in India. And yes, I said Redmi, not Xiaomi. See this? So, is this another rebrand of the Mi TVs or is there more to the story? Well, you gotta watch on to find out. Way back in 2018, Xiaomi launched their very first Mi TV here in India. And in the years that followed, smart TVs have shot up in popularity. From the household names like LG and Samsung to newcomers like Realme and OnePlus. And hey, now even Redmi has decided to throw their hat in the ring. So, what's so special about this one? Well, we're gonna talk about that. But before, I have a treat for you guys. Now, generally, TV unboxings are kind of hard to film and mostly boring. But so that was incredibly satisfying, wasn't it? And hey, if that isn't worth a sub, I don't really know what is. And while you're there, why not turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon? It really does help us out a lot. So the first thing that I noticed about this TV is its build quality. Or well, the lack thereof. The body here is made entirely out of plastic. The rim surrounding the display, plastic. The stands, plastic. In contrast, here's the Mi TV 4X 65-inch, chamfered edges and sturdy metal stands. Side by side, the Mi TV looks way more premium. The only positive here is that for a 65-incher, the Redmi TV is surprisingly light. BD Dog, this right here is the top of the line model. Other than that, we have got 55 and 50-inch variants. Now, other than some cosmetic differences in the build and of course the differences in display size, the Redmi TV X series, they share mostly the same spec sheet. And looking through it, one thing stood out to me, the display. And we have plenty of that here. 65 inches is massive and covering that is 8 million pixels. Yes, this is a gorgeous 4K panel with support for both HDR10 Plus as well as Dolby Vision. That's something that even the Mi TV 4X 65-inch lacks. But hey, we have seen a ton of smartphone screens that promise to have all the bells and whistles on paper. But in real life, they kind of fail to impress. So here it is, side by side, compared with the Mi TV 4X 65-inch. And the difference here is quite stark. Both TVs have dynamic backlight. Basically, what this tech does is that it allows the TV to light up separate portions of the panel individually, so that we have deeper blacks and better contrast. Both models have it turned on, but the blacks on the Redmi TV X 65-inch looks way better. The backlight on the Mi TV is kind of patchy, which means we see different shades of grey instead of black. The Redmi, on the other hand, is consistent. Do keep in mind these are all dark greys and not pure black. An LED cannot really compare with an OLED, but considering this is a budget option, we cannot really ask for more. Really impressed with what Redmi has done here. The colors look natural and not super saturated or warm like those on the Mi TV 4X. Of course, you can tweak the settings further to make colors pop more. In fact, pretty much everything from backlight brightness to the motion smoothness settings can be customized. But even without any changes, right out of the box, this panel looks great. I just wish that Redmi had put in the same amount of time into the speaker system as well. We have dual 15-watt speakers with a total sound output of 30 watts. But again, that's just what the website says. We jammed out to some dire straits on both TVs and there was a noticeable difference in quality. The Mi TV 4X 65 may have a lower sound output of 20 watts, but it is so much richer than the Redmi. Yes, the Redmi TV X65 does get louder, but there is a distinct lack of the low ends, which kind of makes it sound hollow. We especially noticed it where deep vocals would kind of appear nasally at times. But hey, for the regular TV viewer, the speakers are passable and the volume levels can bring the roof down. Not just that, we also have DTS-X support, basically equalizer presets that can be accessed by the quick settings menu. It is nice to have them, even though it didn't really seem to affect the sound signature a lot. Interestingly, the inbuilt speakers don't come with support for Dolby Atmos. But if we connect an Atmos powered sound system via the ER capable HDMI port, well, that combination should work just fine. Now, while I spend most of my time watching Netflix on this amazing 65-inch TV, my colleague Ananthan, he went a bit more hands-on with it. So let me hand it over to him for the next part of this video.
So where should we begin with? I guess we'll start with the ports. Here we have the ports to the back. We have a USB port followed by 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, a headphone jack, and finally another USB port. The lesser used ports are hidden underneath. We have the Ethernet port, the optical audio out, the composite audio video ports, and finally the antenna port. Basically, we can connect everything from a regular set-top box to even consoles like PS5 and the Xbox Series X, provided you have one. The Redmi TV does support up to 4K 60 FPS, and what's more, we even have a dedicated game mode in here. Once it detects a compatible device, the TV automatically enters the game mode where the latency can be as low as 5 milliseconds. Good enough for most single player narrative driven games. Speaking of gaming, we can do a bit of gaming on the TV itself. We have a quad-core processor running the show with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage. The added internal storage is a great addition as 8 GB is just not enough in today's day and age. We tried playing a few games with this Xiaomi Bluetooth controller and that worked out pretty well. Oh yeah, we do have Bluetooth 5.0 on board as well as 2x2 MIMO Wi-Fi. Okay, till now the Redmi TV has actually been outperforming the Mi TV 4X on most counts. But when it comes to software, it's the exact same. Sorry for the dramatic pause guys, but don't worry, unlike the mobile division, Patchwall on Redmi and Mi TV's look and work exactly the same. I know many of you might be worried about there being ads present on the Redmi TV, but for now, the software experience is exactly identical across both. Even the performance was good. Quick Wake works just as advertised. We even timed it and yes, it's under 5 seconds. Once we were inside the actual interface, swiping through the apps or even while switching between the Android TV and Patchwall interface felt quite smooth. In fact, even the newly introduced shortcuts like the quick mute worked perfectly. Oh, that brings us to the remote. There is honestly nothing new here. We've got Google Assistant button for voice search, dedicated buttons for Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, so the basic stuff. And while the icon on the Mi button has changed with one of Patchwall, the functionality has remained the same. We can still long press it to bring up quick settings. Of course, all of this is built on top of Android TV 10 interface, which means we can also sideload APKs. We warned though, installing external APKs felt kinda slow. And like always, Chromecast and data saver features are built right in. Enough rehashing old features. Let's focus on what's new. The Redmi TV now works with the Mi Home app and we can now monitor our IoT devices straight from the TV. Kind of like a smart hub.
Thanks for that, Ananthan. Let me now wrap it up with a quick overview of the Redmi Smart TV X series. So first up, display. Natural colors, better dynamic backlighting, and of course we now have Dolby Vision included. Then there's sound, louder 30-watt speakers, but it kind of sounds hollow at times. Okay, next we have build. That's all plastic, not really impressive. And then moving on to the internals, they're pretty much the same. And software, of course, well, it's Patchwall, nothing new. Okay, not really, we don't have any ads. And of course there's Mi Home being included here. And finally the price, 33,000 for the X50, 39,000 for the X55, and finally 58,000 rupees for the X65. Which brings us to the big question, is it really worth the price? Well, normally I'd say something like wait for a full review where we do, much more in-depth testing, but not today. Because hey, if you really want a Redmi or Xiaomi 65-incher, then go with this. Because the Mi TV 4X 65, it's currently out of stock. And I don't really know if or when it would be back, and that too at what price. Now I know a few of you may be surprised at the pricing. After all, aren't Redmi phones always cheaper than their Mi counterparts? Well, by that logic, shouldn't the Redmi Smart TV X65 have been priced lower than 55,000? Well, Redmi has justified their pricing by pointing towards the global display crisis. That's because of the COVID-19 pandemic, of course. But hey, what do you guys think? Do you think Redmi has done enough here to justify their pricing? Or would you rather pick up a 65-incher from Nokia, Motorola, or even Kodak and save a few bucks in the process? So let's talk about that in the comments down below. And hey, if you're wondering why Redmi decided to launch their TV series in India, especially when their Mi TV series was doing so well, then you're in the same boat as I am. Honestly, fingers crossed, but I'm hoping that the company can differentiate better between these two products line in the future. And with that, we come to the end of this video. As always, I've been Amarto. you guys know what to do. Like, share, comment, and oh, if you haven't turned on notifications yet, then hit that bell icon. Thanks a lot for watching till the end, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
The added internal storage is a great addition as 8 GB is just not enough in today's day and age. We tried playing a few games with the Xiaomi Bluetooth controller, which I don't have right now. Can someone put it on post?